Hi there! Today I have two new action figure heads for you that I personally will match together with Mengf bodies, but I will also show them to you on the Worldbox action figure body in case you simply don't like the fashion doll body idea. So, what do I have here today? I would say one very crushed box and one very pretty one that is a little bit scratched, but overall in pretty good condition. Both heads are made by the company YMT084 and were 32 euros for the crushed box action figure head and 33 euros for the rather nice box. These two are the most expensive action figure heads that you will have seen here on this channel so far. But yeah, spoiler alert, I already bought some that are more expensive, and I'm sometimes not quite sure why the price differences are so intense, because most of the Super Dog heads and also the YM toys I reviewed so far are way less expensive. So I don't know, but these two here, you will see them, they are very pretty and I do not regret buying them. The first girl here, the YMT088 head with B hairstyle, came, as you can see it, in a very crushed box, and I have to say, I don't like when rather expensive items that I bought on AliExpress just come in a plastic bag, because that's what the seller of this head here did, and yeah, I rather would not buy there again, but still, the link is in the description and you have to do your own research. Maybe you find a better deal, and I'm pretty sure you will find a better service. But anyway, the head was okay, there are no damages, and I checked that, of course, when I got the head, and not only here, since the package was so crushed. As you can see, she does have a very delicate face screening. All the lines on her face are very elegant. She has a slightly open mouth. And she does have elf ears. I'm not the biggest fan of fantasy dolls, to be honest, but I think her ears are very charming and you cannot really see them when you leave the hair just in a bob. So you could decorate the hair around the ears, but it is not necessary, so that is totally up to you if she is visibly an elf in your collection or just a very pretty girl. Her hair fiber is also, I guess, Kanekalon, but this here is way better in quality than, for example, the Super Dog heads I had so far. The fiber itself is stronger and the head is way more fully rooted. There are less blank spots. Overall, the hair feels much nicer. And I can already tell that this girl will need the lightest skin tone, because her skin is extremely pale. Next is the YMT084 with hairstyle A, and according to the numbers, they are pretty close by, in case the numbers do have something to do with their release date, because so far I don't know that. I just made that guess, but honestly maybe it is just because they are pretty similar. You will see that later on. But now let's talk about this head here. I'm very surprised by the packaging because it is so much nicer. Maybe because I have chosen the long hair option? I just don't know. But a very nice surprise is the fact that that girl here does have saran hair. It is the second YM toy head that I have that does have saran hair, and I have to say, I love that. I really love it. It feels so much nicer and it is less complicated to style. But I have to say also the girl with the black hair with the Kanekalon, this Kanekalon is better in quality than the Kanekalon that the Super Dog heads that I reviewed so far had. So maybe the price differences are also based, at least partial, on the hair fiber they use for these heads. This girl here has, I would say, orange-red eyes, but still she does have normal ears. She does not have elven ears, but I think she gives me a little bit of vampire vibes, but more referred to her stock images, because when I open her up, she looks way less sexy than her promo pictures. I think she has a very pretty face. It is similar to the one with the black hair, but overall, I think she does have a more innocent look than what I was expecting from looking on her promo pictures. But that's fine to me. I think she is also a very pretty girl, and I do really like her face screening. It is very detailed and yeah, it simply looks very stunning, to be honest. I like all the shiny parts on these face-ups or face screenings. And also this girl here is showing some teeth, and it is done very nicely. This girl here does have a more yellow undertone. She is a bit darker than the other one, but definitely way more yellow. And you can see here that the aesthetic is similar. The girl with the black hair has a slimmer face, but the overall expression is very comparable, even though the noses are different. So it is definitely a different sculpt, but they do have, in fact, a very similar vibe. So now I would like to show you different skin colors together with this head. And the first one here is a Mengf standard white body, way too dark for this head. And also when I tried to put the head on the body, it simply does not go down far enough to look good. And even the little silicone cap got stuck into the neck connector. That's new, never had that before. The next body color is the pink white. The skin color already fits a little bit better, but still not good enough. And we do have the same problem with the neck. The head simply does not go down far enough together with the neck connector. And of course, the last body is the lightest one. This is super white Mengf skin color, and I think the match is very good. And since I cannot use the neck connector together with this head and the body, I have to use a metal one, and I have chosen the big one, and I will use putty to secure the head on this neck piece. And it works quite well. She can even have a little headbang, which works quite nice. But when I tried to move the head a little bit more, I had to admit that she needs a bit more putty to fit simply a little bit more secure. But after adding that, everything is okay. She can move her head, she sits secure on it, and I do really like that combination. And after removing the putty from the head, because I would like to try it also on the Worldbox bodies, I realized that there is a reason why the head cannot fully fit on the neck connector. They did not the best job carving out this head. You can see the little plastic residue or knob inside of the head. It is very hard to show it on camera, but there is a good chunk of plastic that was not carved out, and that is the problem why the neck connector sits not perfectly inside of this head. But honestly, I guess it is not so important for the manufacturer, because so far I don't know how many people really use action figure heads on the Mengf bodies or fashion dolls in general. But I have to say, a lot of them really look like they truly are made for each other. But still, I know there are a lot of you who like to use action figure heads actually on action figure bodies, and therefore I will also show you the head on the Worldbox bodies, or better said here on the Worldbox AT201 with actually a B cup. And as you can see, the head works on this body, but the skin tone of the head is a bit lighter and less pink. But it is not a big difference. You can do that without any problem. The head also sits pretty high on this body here because of the plastic residue inside of the head. So for the ones of you who really like to have the neck shorter, they would have to modify or get out the little plastic chunk, or just use the head on the body without the neck connector. You can also see her on the AT202, the wide-hipped body. Same for the neck here. It is a bit long. Nice to me, but not nice to everyone, I know that. The body is wearing the D cup at the moment, and this bust is even a bit more blushed than the other one, so you can see the color difference between the neck and the head here even a little bit better, I think. The head does have a more yellow undertone and the body is more grayish pink, but still, it is by far not the worst match for action figure head to action figure body that I have seen so far. And here you can see these two bodies with the head side by side, because the overall look is pretty different for each body. But I also have the Poptoys body, and therefore I will also show you the head on this body here. The neck connector or the neck piece of the Poptoys body is way bigger than the one from the Worldbox bodies. I can get a neck connector on the Poptoys neck piece, but then the head does not fit anymore, and therefore you would have to use this head on this body without the neck connector. So again, you can choose the putty of your choice to secure the head. And since the Poptoys body does have a more yellow undertone, the skin tone is a better match. Of course, the material is totally different, so the Poptoys body does have a more silicone-like torso. Also, the neck is even here a bit long, which is nice, I think. But yeah, I've seen different comments, so a lot of you really like short necks. It might look a bit more realistic, but I have to say, for this head here or for this face, I think a longer neck is nothing bad. And the same procedure for the YMT084. As I said, she is a bit darker in her skin tone and a little bit on the yellowy side, so she is quite a good fit for the standard white Mengf body. I also did not show you the rooting that good when I unboxed her. I guess I was simply overwhelmed with the fact that she does have saran hair, because I did not unpack her until this video. I just did it for the other hair because simply the box was crushed. But this girl here was completely perfectly fine in her box. I do have one problem with her. I cannot get out her neck connector. You can see it here. I just cannot. Usually when I use the Mengf bodies with these little silicone, I don't know, is it a neck connector? Is it just a piece of silicone that protects the screw? I just don't know, but it works pretty well with most of the action figure heads that I had so far. But with this one here, I cannot get the neck connector out of the head, even not with pliers, to be honest. But it's fine because this head sits better on the Mengf together with the neck connector, so I guess it is carved out better than the other head. So I'm fine with it. And just for comparison reasons, the head is too yellow for the pink white, and it is too dark for the super white body. And of course, I will also show you this girl here on the Worldbox bodies. At first, on the AT201, the skin match is obviously a little bit off. Since the head is darker, it is yellower. It is still not the worst match I have ever seen, so it is doable, but it is simply visible. And of course, that's the same for the AT202, which has only a wider hip. Not only wider hip, there are a few differences, but as you can see, the overall look and aesthetic is simply different from the AT201. And for you to see them a little bit better, here are the two bodies with the head on side by side. I was able to get the head on the Worldbox body without getting out the neck part, but it is not possible to do that for the Poptoys body because the neck joint is simply way larger, and I heated up the inside of the head a bit with a blow dryer and it worked. I was able to remove the little neck piece or neck connector. I was not able to do this for the action figure head with the Asian face sculpt. I was not able to remove the neck connector at all, but for this head here, only a few seconds were enough to soften the plastic of the neck connector so I could remove it, and it is not a big deal. But as you can see here, for the Poptoys body, the neck connector is simply too small for the neck pack, and therefore you can put on the head directly, and you would also use some putty to secure the head. Otherwise, I think the connection is simply not strong enough because the head does have some weight to it and it might fall off otherwise. The skin match is okay. The head is too yellow, a little bit darker than the other head you have seen with the black hair, and the match here is not terrible, but it is also far away from being perfect. And now it's time for the fun part. After reviewing everything bit by bit, it's time for the stylings and again for better lighting. Anyways, here is our new fashion model with short black hair on the super wide Mengf body. In this shoot, I think the head does look a little bit darker than the body, but only really a little bit, and I think the head is still too light for white and even for pink white. So overall, I still think that the super white is the best match for this head. I truly regret that I did not wash the hair of these two action figure heads. I thought I was able to style the hair good enough, but I can see that there are some flyaways. Well, it's okay, it's for the styling, and overall the styling is not bad, I think. Since she does have a very seductive expression, I thought it would be a good idea to underline that with a red dress. And this two-piece dress here is very sexy in my opinion. She also got some golden jewelry and a red golden clutch and shoes in black, which are totally boring because I use them over and over and over again for the Mengf bodies. For next year, I truly have to go on the hunt for new doll shoes that will fit also on this body here. I think I do have this pair of shoes in black 8 or 9 times because it is a nice model. I simply like it and it matches a lot of different doll feet, but still, at least for next year, I need something new. But I have to say, I'm deeply impressed by this head here in particular, because from the pictures, I was not quite sure if I really like it, but honestly, I do really like her. She is beautiful. And she looks like the promo pictures, which is not exactly the thing for our next girl. She simply does not really look like her seller pictures or promo pictures, but still she is pretty. I won't deny that. It is a very pretty face. I gave her this animal print dress from the last haul, I think. Yeah, I guess. And I had to repair it for the video, but I did. And it looks really nice together with her orange red hair in my opinion. And also she got some golden jewelry and even a golden Mengf Fashion bag. The shoes are from Lucy and the heel is not perfectly, but it fits because of the ankle joints of this body here. On the promo pictures, this girl here had really vibrant red hair and even vibrant red eyes, and in person the eyes are more also like the hair, so orange. Yeah, maybe brown, maybe more red, but honestly, she does not look so fantasy-like she does in her promo pictures, but I guess that's not a bad thing, so she's more like a sexy vamp girl, but not a clear vampire. Here you also have the turnarounds for both looks. I'm pretty happy with the outcome for both of these girls. I think both faces are very elegant and the makeup is very sophisticated. I mean, the stylings both are on the more sexy side, but I think still they look elevated and more on the expensive sexy side, I guess. So here they are, side by side. So what do you think? Which one of these girls is your favorite, if you have one? Or what do you think? The red hair girl, does it look like the promo pictures? In my opinion, it does not, but I'm not so mad about it. I was even not quite sure if I really wanted to have a vampire or clear vampire girl. But I think that's the case for a few of the action figure heads when you find them online. The promo pictures do not always look like the final product. For me, it is the first time that I personally think that the head that I have in hand looks quite a bit different, especially also in the skin color that I can see on the picture, but I won't moan too much about it. I think still this is a beautiful head. Both heads are very beautiful. I'm still very surprised by the face-up of these faces. The screening is so delicate and it does have so many details. The eyes do have a beautiful shine. The lips do have a beautiful shine. I don't know. It is really hard to go back to Barbie when you had one of these heads in your hands. The quality is really insane. I mean, they are not cheap. Both of these heads were a bit over 30 euros, and I truly think that they're worth that money. And I also really appreciate the hair fiber that the YM toy company uses for the heads. I mean, I should have put a little bit more effort into the styling, honestly, because of the heads. They are so small, and I thought the hair would look a little bit better, but on the footage on the bigger screen, I think I should have glued down the head with some gel or hairspray or something, but I did not. It is what it is. It is without any product, and I guess I really like the quality of the hair of both of them. I mean, the fiber itself, so the single hair of these here is a bit thicker than, for example, the fiber that Superduck uses for the heads. But it also is a bit better to style because the girl with the black hair, she is pretty good rooted in my opinion for an action figure head, and the hair does not have any dents or anything. It is very nicely cut. It is straight. I think both sides are on the same level. And for the girl with the red hair, as I said, it is saran hair. I do really appreciate that. But honestly, the hair itself, or the single hair, is a bit thick in my opinion, so you can see the strayaways even a little bit better. But honestly, when you put a little bit time and effort into it, I'm sure it would look perfect. And this is again the end of the video. I hope you had some fun with these two beautiful girls. In my opinion, these here are the perfect fashion dolls in my opinion. Sorry, I know, it is an action figure head and it is a fashion doll body, so I'm still not quite sure how to call them, but to me they look like really the perfect fashion dolls. I mean, they are made for action figure bodies, so I'm pretty sure that there are some out there that matches also these heads perfectly, but for me personally, I think they look really good on these here. So, thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you again on Sunday, and until then, take care guys. Bye!